Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just hitting the record button, man. A little ride and talk. I was just listening to the beloved elder Malcolm, and video on the separation of Esau, and that's a beautiful thing, man. You should be praying that Esau's kingdom fall, that he falls into the trap which he has set and made. And I pray for that daily, a couple of times a day, praying that this man falls into the trap that he has set for us, because he's conniving and he's constantly setting traps, man, for the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's actually reaping what he's been sowing, and he doesn't really know that because they don't believe in the scriptures. They don't understand that the very things that they're doing is going to actually fall on their own pate. I think that's Psalm 7 and 16 or so. Psalm 7 and 15 and verse 16 talks about basically, roughly paraphrasing, the trap that he has set, he's going to fall into it. Basically, it's going to fall on his own pate, his own head, right? So separation with the small hats, the small tiny tops, as the beloved Malcolm would call them, the Kaiser deniers, and these Edomites here in America, these regular Edomites that are just not getting it, because they're being trampled on basically by these small tops, man. Small tops are taking all this shit. The small tops done toppled their government, done took over their constitution. You can speak against an American official, but you can't speak against any of those people, because they got laws now, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to start implementing those laws. And those laws are not just here in the Americas. See, they haven't really dug deep into America as of yet, but it's going to. But it's a lot of other countries where it's illegal, man, to say anything about these people. You for damn sure better not deny that so-called disaster. I'm not gonna even say the name, but you know what I'm talking about. That supposedly happened to 6, MILLs of them, the millies of them. You know the thing. But they've been running that down forever, and been writing laws in all these different countries, and and the Edomites are starting to see that. The regular Edomites are starting to see, because in matter of fact, they have this they cause their own separation, really, in reality, because these Edomites that's over there, in the Holy Land, are no different than the Edomites that's here, but they've been pushing that they're different people. So now you have your own people on your ass, thinking that you're an enemy and that you're not one of them, and they're on your ass now. But these small tops, man, they got so much power. They run in the media. They got the law. They got all the head people in office. When you look at the CEOs of all these corporations, you look at Trump's organization. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen Miller is a small top, and we already know Trump not really running shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just a front man. But of course, the elite are small tops, so they're running the world, man. The scripture says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? He's running the planet. This man is on top of all the resources. People just get up, go to work. Like, I'm just looking right now. People just, they on their way to do what they got to do. And these tiny tops got it where motherfuckers is just so exhausted with just the regular day life that they're not fighting back. But now it's coming to a point where they're starting to rile up, and that's all by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because that's Matthew chapter 12 verse 25. It's also in the other gospels as well. But a nation divided cannot stand. And Esau, even those small tops, and these regular so-called white people here in America, they're all the same nation of people. And by them being divided, and then not to mention they're divided, as Republicans, divided as Democrats, progressives, conservatives, liberals, what they all divided even on that front. No matter which nation, or which landmass, I say landmass because these landmasses are not ethnicities, Germany it doesn't make you German. These are Edomites. Ukraine doesn't make you a Ukrainian. These are Edomites. The continent of Russia does not make you a Russian. It make you a citizen, but as a nation of people, your ethnicity, these are Edomites. The small tops that's over there in Israel are Edomites. These your so-called white people here, they call themselves white, but they're actually pinkish and reddish in color. They're Edomites. And they're all the same nation of people, but what they don't know is, they don't know that. So they're all at each other's throats. And that's a fall of a kingdom. The Lord said that, that's a fall of a kingdom. Any nation divided against itself cannot stand. Matter of fact, it talks about civil war in I think the New Living Translation version of it. The Amos 3:3, it says, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" Well, no. That's just like us basically, being into this truth, and you having to deal with a bunch of motherfuckers that's not, that's a separation. There's gonna always be some head butting there, with a carnal ass nigga, and you walking in the spirit. That's can two walk together? You know what I'm saying? Can they be? Will they agree if they walk together? No. It's gonna always be a conflict, because that darkness is not gonna that light is gonna cut through that darkness, rather. Wicked ass people don't want to hear nothing righteous, man. And so it's the same thing with Esau, Can two walk together unless they be agreed? They're not agreeing on anything. You got the super ultra rich, or of course you got the elite. And then you got the super ultra rich, and then you have the rich, and then you have, what I'm saying, or another class of rich, so to speak, as that ladder climbs down. But you got Edomites now, man, that's just not doing well. They're not doing well, and they pissed about that shit, man. I see them. I work with them. I'm working with one today, just so happened, I didn't have to deal with him right off, so that's how I'm able to do my little video real quick. I was kind of glad he called me up and hit me up like, whatever he needed to do, he can do on his own. Great, because another damn Edomite, always fucking sick, and been that way since they took them jump shots. But that's why I don't really like to be around them like that, because they constantly are going through something, constantly, hacking, coughing, spitting up shit. And no, I don't want you in my vehicle with me. You do your thing from your end, and I let them rock out together. But yeah, man, they not doing well. I say this all the time. It's a bunch of old ass Edomites that's in their 70s, bent all over, and had hip replacements, knee replacements, and they looking like, well, what's going on? And when they hired in Trump, they was thinking that, okay, America's gonna be great again, you know what I'm saying? They was all cheering. Now they starting to see, hey, this dude don't care about nothing but who? The tiny hats. And so that's causing a lot of uproar, so to speak, amongst these regular Edomites that voted for Trump, man. They like, fuck that, bro. Now they feeling bamboozled. Heads all down, looking all stupid. You went out and voted for this man. In droves. And some of them still believe, but it's going to come a point where even those, a lot of those, it's falling, it's dwindling, because matter of fact, I just done a lesson on the Gallup poll where they normally would do these, they give a poll on, how, the politicians are doing. And that thing has been around for 88 years. Yesterday, I think, was the last day of it. They clipping that. They're not doing any more Gallup polls or polls on the so-called politicians. Why do you think they doing that? They doing that because of Trump's numbers falling, man. His approval rating is horrible, especially among the so-called white women. a lot of these megas, his shit done dropped, man. It's not where it was because the economy is not getting better. He lied about all that. He definitely lied about these Epstein files. You got this bitch Pam Bondi. She went off into Congress and basically lied under oath, and she should have been arrested. But of course, ain't nobody being and see, the thing of it is there's no real true justice in America. No one is being held accountable for all this shit that's going on. Trump just using the military like how he wants. He got ICE out here doing what he wants them to do. He got his own little personal military. He's undermining the Constitution. The judges are giving orders. Federal judges are giving orders. He's not listening to that shit. He's just doing what he wants to do. And see, what these Edomites don't know is all these warehouses he's buying up, all in the name of an ICE facility. They have no idea that their asses is going into them bitches too. Hey, matter of fact, I mean, the same way you can't say nothing about these tiny tops, you can't get out here and protest against any of these ICE or new federal police officers that he has put into play, man. You can't say nothing about these. You can't go out and they're calling you domestic terrorists, man, if you protest against the shit that they doing. So the setup is already set. So when everything gets going and they ready to really get down, when shit really hits the fans, they already got the laws in place to hit your ass over the head. Trump talking about, he been talking about this Insurrection Act. He been talking about there not being another election, all that talk. And hey, he got all the pieces together where that shit can go down. There's nothing. Because he's calling the shots. He already said it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, they asked him about the Constitution. He was like, he referred to his lawyers. Like, nigga, you don't believe in the Constitution? What your lawyers got to tell you about it? You should be following the law of the country. Aren't you this big ass American? Aren't you here to make America great again? The very first thing you do is shit on the Constitution, but you're here to make America great again. And a lot of these, these old ass vets, these veterans, they fought for this country. Motherfuckers out here done lost limbs. They ain't got no damn legs. They ain't got no arms. Some of them sitting on these corners with the cardboard box on a damn wheelchair begging for food and water. But you got a lot of these people, man, they like, nah, bro. We about that Constitution. We fought for this thing, man. Your ass, you a damn draft dodger. You ain't never been to war. And that's another thing, too. Like, you can see how stupid these people are. You would go and vote for a person that's never even been it. How are you the commander-in-chief and you've never commanded anything but a bankrupt company, man? You ain't never been to war. You've never been in no parts of the military. None of his family has. That's the crazy part. There's no record of his dad, his granddad. You already know his son not going. That youngest one, Barron, I think them older, Donald Jr. and them, them motherfuckers ain't never enlist. You so fucking American. The very first thing, little Barron Trump should be in the military right now. Fuck college. What the fuck you going to college for? You should be making America great again. Go and serve your country in that military. Anyway, I'm about at my destination. I just wanted to just chop something up real quick, man. Hit the record button because, hey, that separation, that division is serious in the scriptures, man. That lets you know that that's another step. That's another piece of the prophecies coming together where this man is falling right before our very eyes, man. So continue on praying for the downfall of this place, man, because prayer works. We're all praying on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we need out of this man's hands, man. Pray that the Lord expose their asses even more because they're being exposed. Crazy work right now. Okay, so with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala and a Baba Ball.